let's check in on a Western Conference showdown between the Timberwolves and the Los Angeles Clippers. We're going to pick this one up, gentlemen, early in the first quarter here. Paul George back in the lineup, Kawhi Leonard ready to go. Anthony Edwards, watch here, finds a cutting Jaden McDaniels, throws it down strong, Kendrick.
No, right up over him. Jack, look, me and Bob was talking about this. When it comes to, like, a guy that's going to be on the all-defensive team, that's Jaden McDaniels, but his offense is so underrated.
Watching this game, we got to watch some of this game because the other game, the Warriors were actually just losing by a little bit. So we were watching this game. It was a close game, but the Warriors did take the L. They took the L, so we watched this. I learned some things watching this game. In the half court, where's Minnesota going to go? The Clippers are a good defense team. That is nice, but that is not – you can't rely on that. Gobert behind the back.
Moment,
I'll give him this moment. That was great.
If Gobert has a no-look, we need
if that's where they're going in the half court. But here's the thing. Where are you going in the half court? In this play, I'm not sure why he didn't take a three. I guess they couldn't get one up. That's the issue.
Sure, it looked like Carl might have been looking for it there. Instead, Ant throws it down. But the question is then here, why didn't they foul?
Paul George did a good job there. He's a smart defender. He wouldn't let him get the three. He let him get the layup, which is fine.
The Clippers get the win 89-88. They actually became the first team to score fewer than 90 points this season and win amongst the scoring barrage that we have seen this year. So the West is actually far closer at the top of the conference. Take a look. The Thunder virtually ahead of the Wolves for first place now. And then if you look to the far right, the Nuggets are also in a tie for that top spot, so you can never sleep on the defending champs. Stephen A., we got a chance to see them up close yesterday in Crypto.com Arena. As you look at any of these teams, who has the best chance to challenge the defending champs?
The best chance to challenge the defending champ, as far as I'm concerned, would be the Clippers. Despite what I saw against the Lakers the other night, where they just absolutely collapsed. I would say the Clippers because of their experience. They won this game against the Timberwolves today because of their experience. We're looking at the Denver Nuggets. The worst thing that could have possibly happened to the Wolves was what we just saw, because now you're tied and you're in for the second slot with Denver. What if you lost home court advantage to Denver as a number three, they got to the number 2 seed, and then it would be them against Timberwolves, for example, hypothetically. That would not be a good look. You don't want that if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves.
I think
not a good situation.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I think Denver ends up the 1 seed here. They haven't lost since the All-Star break.
They've been slowly lurking,
6-0, and they're right there when they're tied for whatever it is. They're right 1 game back of the Thunder. They're playing well too, but I think the Nuggets end up 1. But after that, I think I agree with Stephen A. The Clippers, it's hard to figure them out. They got to have Paul George. I did a game with them with the Kings. They lost that Laker game, no Paul George. They need to be fully healthy, as does all those teams. But the Clippers, talking to Perk during one of the breaks, they got 3 guys that can score in a half-court offense, which is the playoffs. The playoffs become a half-court game. And obviously, the further you go in the playoffs, it slows down. The Clippers play real slow, which works in the playoffs. And I'm watching that Minnesota game, and Minnesota's a very good team, best defense in the league by far. Who's going to score for Minnesota in the half court? I mean, it's Anthony Edwards, but I don't know that he's at the stage where he can do it all the time. The Clippers have 3 guys that can create for themselves in the half court. And I think in the playoffs, we're going to see that. Clippers have to stay healthy. We say that about them all the time. I think this is their maybe last and best chance. If they don't do it this year in the playoffs, they're going to have to look around and say, did this not work? Did this not work? And that's the big question for the Clippers.
The Minnesota Timberwolves, they have a championship-level defense, right, caliber defense, but they don't have a championship-caliber offense, right? So that's going to hurt them in the postseason. But when I think about the Clippers, again, I'm going to go back to what I've been saying, since before the All-Star break. They have 0 flaws, to be honest with you. The only thing that can hurt them is health, and if they just missing shots. But when it comes down to them being healthy, they got great depth at the big position. They got wings, guys that could score. You talk about Kawhi, Paul George, James Harden, even Norman Powell you could throw in there, a guy that could go and get you buckets. But this man has proven to us time and time again, no matter what series or who it's against, whether it's LeBron, whether it's Steph, whoever is in front of him, if he's healthy, you could bet your money on this man right here on both ends of the floor. And that's what I like about the Clippers, is because Kawhi actually have the supporting cast to go against the Nuggets.
I didn't see that the other night.
Well, man, that's a regular season game.
Yeah.
Talking regular season.
Tomorrow's
not guaranteed. We're talking regular season right now.
Okay, can you acknowledge no Paul George matters?
No, I'm very big on that. I think that Paul George is key.
Yeah, right. And I don't think that happens if Paul George is on the floor. Now, I know, who knows, but that Laker, LeBron, Paul George is one of the best defenders in the league.
Right.
I think he's going to slow LeBron. LeBron had 19 in the fourth in that game.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about the. I was just talking about Kawhi.
Okay, you didn't see him finish. Okay, fair enough.
That's all I was.
You know, they're all flawed. That's the thing about this year. That's what's going to make these playoffs so great. Is there? I can't keep track of you two guys. What are you guys doing?
We're not doing nothing.
I know.
Bob.
I'm just curious.
Welcome
I'm just gonna sit back here.
But I think it's important to, as we're talking about how great Kawhi is, as we're talking about how important he is. I don't know about you, but watching Nikola Jokic control the game in so many different ways last night, in a way that really no other player can, to me, Clippers, Nuggets, they still have the best player on the floor, and I'm not sure it's that close. How close is that gap?
Not close. And it's not a knock on any Kawhi Leonard.
No.
Like you said. But Nikola Jokic, I mean, Stephen A., we were joking, would you have made the Warriors game better had you been on the floor? We can acknowledge it would not have been better. We can all go back there. But I will say Jokic would make you look good. Jokic could make all of us look good. He is that good. Now, who's Jokic's second best player? It's Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray's a really good player. But is he a great player? Is he an all-NBA player?
Yes.
Is he? Okay, so fine. You say he is. But you can't tell me that Jokic has some unbelievable group around him. He does not. He's got a really I like Aaron Gordon. I think Caldwell Pope's really underrated.
Yep.
Great pieces. But it ain't like it's some star. He's great. He's good. Okay. But is he as good as some of the other? Is he better than good? Is he better than Damian Lillard? Is he better than Lillard? Better than some of these other guys that are second guys?
We've seen this brother perform in the playoffs, reminiscent.
No, I think he's really good.
Damian Lillard has done.
My point is, okay, fine. What is Jokic doing to support Murray? How much of Murray's greatness is because of Jokic? Look at the on-off stuff. Look at the on-off stuff when Murray's on without Jokic.
Well, one of them are on the court without the other. They're a 500 team. When they're on the court together, they're like 33 and 11.
Right, and I'm saying to you, when it's just Murray and no Jokic, it's not this. It's not a knock on Jamal Murray. It ain't the same thing by a long shot.
But they're the best duo in basketball for a reason. And when Jamal Murray was sidelined, the years that Jokic did win MVPs, they couldn't win a championship because they didn't have Jamal Murray. Yeah. He was the deciding factor. And when you think about the Clippers, they have the guy to take him out. You have bodies, multiple bodies that you could throw at Jokic. That's why I'm saying the Clippers are actually the Denver Nuggets' biggest competitor.
I just think that Stephen A. needs to come back around to this idea that we are probably going to be back in Denver for.
No, I'm not coming around to that.
I think we need to come around to that. I think we need to come around.
I think you're going to have to.
I'm holding out hope for the Clippers. I'm holding out hope for Dallas.
Wanna try to boast at what I look like. Think I'm gonna try to wear, pull up long range. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA over here,